Emperor Huai of Jin, Wikipedia audio. Emperor Huai of Jin, personal name Sima Qi, courtesy name Fengdu, was an emperor of the Jin dynasty. Emperor Huai was captured in 311 and later executed in 313 under the order of Lu Kang, ruler of the Xiongnu state of Hanzhou. Sima Qi was one of the youngest sons of Emperor Wu, the founding emperor of Jin, by his concubine consort Wang. Just prior to Emperor Wu's death in 290, he was created the Prince of Yuzhang. During the early stages of the War of the Eight Princes during his developmentally disabled brother Emperor Huai's reign, unlike the other princes fighting for power, Prince Qi did not get himself in political or military matters, but spent his time studying history. As Prince of Yuzhang and Crown Prince. In late 304, when Emperor Huai was forcibly taken from the capital Luoyang to Chang'an, then under the control of the regent Sima Yang Prince of Hejian, Prince Qi was forced to accompany the emperor. In early 305, when his more ambitious brother Sima Ying the crown prince was demoted back to Prince of Chengdu by Sima Yang, Prince Qi was created crown prince to replace him. He was initially going to decline the honor, believing that his nephew Sima Qin the Prince of Qinghe and one-time crown prince should be returned to that position, but was persuaded to accept by his associate Xiu Su. Later, after Sima Yu the Prince of Donghai defeated Sima Yang in 306, Crown Prince Qi accompanied Emperor Huai and returned to Luoyang. Early in 307, Emperor Huai was poisoned. Emperor Hui's wife, Yang Xianrong, believing that she would not be honored as Empress Dowager if her brother-in-law inherited the throne, tried to have Sima Qin declared emperor. She was rebuffed by Sima Yu, however, and Crown Prince Qi succeeded to the throne as Emperor Huai. Emperor Huai honored her with the title Empress Huai, but not Empress Dowager. He created his wife Crown Princess Liang Lanbi Empress. Emperor Huai was commonly regarded as an intelligent man, and he tried to institute reforms that he felt would allow the empire to recover from the ravages of the War of the Eight Princes and the subsequent Wuhu and agrarian uprisings. However, Sima Yu maintained a tight grip on power and would not allow the emperor to exercise much actual authority. In spring 307, Emperor Huai created Sima Qin's brother the Prince of Wu Sima Chuan Crown Prince. In spring 307, Sima Yu left Luoyang and set up headquarters at Suchang, but continued to control the government remotely. In 309, Sima Yu, concerned about the growing use of authority that Emperor Huai was exerting, made a sudden return to Luoyang and arrested and executed a number of Emperor Huai's associates, including Emperor Huai's uncle Wang Yan. Other than privately mourning them, there was nothing that Emperor Huai could do. Sima Yu further disbanded the imperial guards and put his own personal forces in charge of protecting the emperor. For all of Sima Yu's assertion of authority, he could not stop Hanzhou, under its generals Lu Kang the Prince of Chu, Lu Yao the Prince of Xian, Wang Mi and Qi Le, from disrupting Jin rule throughout northern and central China and gradually wearing out Jin forces and capturing Jin cities and towns. In late 309, he managed to fight off a joint attack by Lu Kang and Wang on Luoyang, but that victory was the exception to Hanzhou's inexorable advances. After Lu Yuan died in 310 and was succeeded by Lu Kang, Hanzhou renewed its attacks on the Luoyang region. Meanwhile, Sima Yu continued to alienate other generals and officials, and when Lu Kun, the military commander of Bing proposed to him the plan of an attack on the Hanzhou capital Pingyang in conjunction with the powerful Xianbei chieftain Tuobayulu the Duke of Dai. Sima Yu was fearful of backstabbing attack by some of these warlords and therefore unable to accept Liu's plan. Indeed, when Emperor Huai and Sima Yu sent out calls for the various governors to come to Luoyang's aid later that year, there were few responses. Sima Yu became uncertain of himself, and late in 310 left Luoyang with virtually all of the central government's remaining troops, along with a large number of officials, effectively stripping Luoyang and Emperor Huai bare of their defenses, except for a small detachment commanded by Sima Yu's subordinate He Lun, intended as much to monitor as to protect Emperor Huai. From that point on, Luoyang was left even without a police force and became largely a city abandoned to bandits and thugs. Emperor Huai soon entered into a plan with Sun Xi, the military commander of Qing province, who had been dissatisfied with Sima Yu, to overthrow Sima Yu's yoke. Sima Yu discovered this plan, but was unable to wage a campaign against Sun. He grew ill in his anger and distress, and died in spring 311. The generals and officials in his army, instead of returning to Luoyang, headed east toward Sima Yu's principality of Donghai to bury him there. He Lun, upon hearing about Sima Yu's death, also withdrew from Luoyang and sought to join that force. However, both were intercepted by Shi Li and wiped out. Shi, declaring that Sima Yu had caused the empire much damage, burned Sima Yu's body. Sima Yu's sons were all captured and presumably killed by Shi. Sima Yu's death, however, only left Emperor Huai even more vulnerable to Hanzhou attacks. Sun sent a force to welcome Emperor Huai to move the capital to Kangyuan, and Emperor Huai was going to do so, but his officials all still missed Luoyang and did not want to leave. Soon, however, the famine that had already overtaken Luoyang got even more severe. Emperor Huai resolved to head for Kangyuan, but with Sun's force having already left Luoyang, was unable to even leave the palace without being attacked by bandits, and therefore was forced to return to the palace. In summer 311, knowing that Luoyang was defenseless, the Hanzhou generals Liu Yao, Wang Mi, Shi Li, and Huan Yan converged on Luoyang, and they easily captured Emperor Huai. A large number of Jin nobility was slaughtered, although Emperor Huai was, for the time being, spared and delivered to the Hanzhou capital Pingyang, to be presented to the Emperor Lu Kong. Lu Kong created Emperor Huai the Duke of Pingyang. For 1.5 years, the former Jin Emperor lived a humiliating existence in the Hanzhou capital. In 312, Lu Kong promoted him to the title of the Duke of Huai. Once, after inviting the Duke to a feast, Lu Kong commented on a meeting they had while the former emperor was still the Prince of Yuzhang, leading to a notable colloquy. Lu Kong first stated, "Reign." The Duke responded, "How can I forget? What I regret is not realizing that I was in the presence of a dragon." Lu Kong, impressed by the flattery, then asked, "How is it that your clan members slaughtered each other?" The Duke replied. Lu Kong was impressed, and they spent all night talking. The next day, Lu Kong gave one of his favorite concubines to the Duke as a gift, creating her as the Duchess of Huai. In 313, however, the former emperor would suffer his death. At the Imperial New Year celebration, Lu Kong ordered him to serve the high-level officials wine, and former Jin officials Yu Min and Wang Wan could not control their emotions at seeing his humiliation, and cried out loud. This made Lu Kang angry, and he falsely accused Yu and Wang, along with a number of former Jin officials, of being ready to betray Ping Yang and offer it to the Jin general Lu Kun. He then executed those former Jin officials and poisoned the former emperor. After capture by Han Zhao. Era name. Personal information.